mode today, because I'm always wild, but sophisticated with the purple, the Larry Quint, Rob Solis, we rocking. Rob De Niro engineering. Rob is over there. The DJ even works behind the scenes. Yeah. Who is Rob Solis?
I mean, you know, Rob Solis is a lot of things. You know, I mean, I'm definitely, I would hate to put myself in one box. You know, definitely a businessman.
Right.
An artist first, of course. But, you know, basically, the way that I got into this was, you know, I guess like anyone else, you know, coming up, it's the type of people you grow up around. And when you grow up around certain types of people, you become involved in the culture. I was never really into the rock and the techno, and you know, that really just wasn't my thing. It was always hip hop.
Right.
And so basically, you know, started out messing around like anybody else on the block, and dudes just like, yo, you know, you sound alright. So started taking it a bit more seriously from there.
Right.
And I would incorporate the promotional angle. I would throw parties, and at the parties, I would also perform and give out my mixtapes. So I would basically.
So how old were you when you first started throwing parties and, you know, and giving out mixtapes? So you've been into the music since
Oh man,
before the
I was
promotion.
into music before the promotion. I was signed when I was 21. I'm not gonna say when that was.
Right.
But it was a few years back.
So you was able to get it. You got your deal.
I got my deal. I had two deals actually. I had a deal with Antra, and then I had a developmental deal with Universal.
Oh wow.
So I mean, you know, I definitely tasted the game, you know, and there's a lot of high highs and low lows, like you know yourself.
Yeah.
But it's a grind. It's a constant grind, you know. People.
There's phone calls. See what's going down. See what's calling. People show love right over there with speakers. What's up? Urban Latino Radio. It's your boy Talentino. Who's calling?
What's good? This is Henry from my Hustle Records.
What's going on, man? How's everything out there? And where you calling from right now?
Boogie down.
Oh, shout out to the Boogie Down Bronx. Bronx always shows some love. So shout out to the Bronx. That's where I'm from. So shout out to all the guys.
That's my people's right there.
Listen, we got Rob Solis in the building. What do you want to say to them? What kind of love you want to show? What's going down?
Solis, my brother, aka Biscuit Gallery, aka that white boy can spit his ass off, aka bag.
All right,
sir.
Brother.
My brother, how you doing, man? Shout outs to I Hustle Records, my man O. You know, definitely a part of the movement, and you know, they got their thing going on real heavy, and we gotta keep a big lookout for them. We gotta get our Hustle up in here one day as well.
All right. Our Hustle, what do you think is good about Solis? Like, what is gonna be different with him coming out now, and what people gonna be expecting, like from your perspective and from the Bronx perspective?
Yo, Solis is straight up nasty. He's
All right.
got it all. He got the talent. He got, you know, he got the flow. He's just nice. He's nice with it.
That's what's up, my brother.
So he has faith in you.
He's very creative. You know what I mean? That's why we fuck with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Very creative.
It's bulletproof love, you know it already.
All right, yo, thanks for calling and showing that love, and hopefully you keep the movement going. We get you guys up here soon too. You know what I mean?
Hold on 1 minute. My man Papa there too?
Oh yeah, he's here. Everything's good right here. Give him a shout out too.
My brother, of course. I can't forget about my brother Papa.
Yo, what up, baby?
Alright, thanks for calling, man.
Oh man.
Alright, easy, fellas, one.
With me, man, you know, and you know from personal experience right with me, it's family. Everywhere I go, that's family, that's my little brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not my real little brother, as you can tell.
Right.
He's a little different.
Italiano.
Yeah. He's Sicilian, though. He's Sicilian.
Sicilian, okay. So he is Italian.
But, you know, everything's family, man. I keep it in the family, you know?
Yeah, I want to know about the club.
The club, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
the Gallery Lounge, 26 Brooklyn Boulevard.
Right.
You guys have been there before.
It's a
Talented.
very beautiful place.
Thank you very much. You know, shout outs to Mikey Eyes. That's my, you know, my partner and the man.
Shout out to Mike. Mike be promoted too, man.
Mikey's the man, man.
Get to
You know,
that.
and Mikey put me in the position that I'm in, so I got a lot of love, a ton of love for Mikey. That's family. But you know, like I said, you know, we just try to bring something real pretty to the Bronx, and I think that's what we did.
Yeah.
And you know, we're going on almost 3 years, so you know, we've showed that we can survive.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the time that you've spent in the music business and getting to know it, do you feel like your music has grown because of it?
Definitely, for the simple fact that, you know, when you're around the club scene, you're seeing what people are into and not into. You know, and when you play a record, you know, which I'll do, I'll sporadically play a record, you know, during a regular club night, just to see crowd reaction, just to see how people react to the music. And if they react positive, then you know that you may have something. And if their response is, they're not really moving, then you know that that's not the record.
But what about as far as the music itself? I mean, you being in the club scene, you get to see, you know, a different side of life, you know, working in it from behind the scenes. What does it tell you about people? What have you learned?
I mean, you know, there's definitely, you know, if I can be blunt and be frank, which I am, it's, you know, for lack of a better word, there's a lot of fuckery in the music business and the entertainment business. You know, a lot of smile on your face, stab you behind the back type of thing. I feel like basically in any setting of corporate America, you're gonna deal with that. But in the music and entertainment business, as I'm sure T could tell you, there's a lot of fuckery, man. You know, not everybody is a handshake. See me, I'm a handshake dude. I come from that era where if we shake hands on something, it's a done deal. And that's not the thread that a lot of people follow today.
They just follow the latest.
They jump on whatever trend that they think is going to do next, and there's no support. And that's a big problem in New York, is that there's not a lot of support for New York artists.
That's 100% true.
You go down south, it's a different vibe.
You go
Why do
across
you
the
think
street.
that is? I mean, is it because it's just a lot of competition here? You know, maybe because
Well,
of
there's a lot of
that.
competition everywhere. I think it's a lot to do with the fact that we as New Yorkers, we're hard. You know, we're hard people. We're hard people to impress. We're hard people to get along with. You know, like we have that attitude, and I feel like the ego is constantly what bumps, because it's like I could listen to a Talentino record and play the record in my club with no problem, because he's a talented dude. I'm not gonna not play his record because I'm also an artist.
Right.
That's,
Well, that happens.
That's the problem.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Right.